A thickness in the air. The spooky sensation that someone or something else is right there haunts us all. But what does this felt presence mean? Sarah was in her late teens when it first happened. A normal Thursday, it was early morning and pitch black outside. The wind rattled the trees, branches wrapping the window panes like a nervous visitor at the door. She could feel it was nearly time for her to get up and heard her parents moving downstairs. As she opened her eyes for the first time, something changed. A dark realization. Two, in fact. She couldn't move her body and she wasn't alone. Something in the corner of her bedroom was waiting there. It was watching her. Something very old, almost primal. It emanated a vital sense of malaise. Later that day, she sat her father down at the kitchen table. Okay, Dad, I need you to tell me about ghosts. What Sarah experienced that morning was a sleep paralysis, a phenomena that affects about 7% of adults. It happens because when we awake, our muscles are not always ready, even if our minds are conscious and alert. It is a natural consequence of the muscle paralysis most of us experience when in rapid eye movement sleep, in the shallow waters of our sleep cycles in the early morning. Without sleep paralysis, we might act our dreams and nightmares. People for whom that does occur, those with REM sleep behavior disorder, generally have poor health and consequences. Feelings of presence, FP, are at their core just that, feelings. While we routinely think of hallucination as auditory or visual in nature, the FP experience involves the mere sense that someone else is present without a visual, auditory, or sensory cue. This is not about hearing or seeing someone, nor does it involve a touch or your shoulder. People land on this term presence because they don't know how else to describe the sensation. So here are some facts which describe what really happens in a sleep paralysis. Let us see. So the fact number 1 is it feels kind of like you woke up dead. The second fact is it's way more complicated than a nightmare. Third is it happens when you are falling asleep or waking up. Fourth, sleep paralysis can involve hallucinations. Fifth, you can't just wake yourself up. The sixth, sleep paralysis is actually a natural occurrence and can happen to anyone. But it is more common among adults and people with a history of mental illness. 7. It is probably related to being sleep deprived. So, avoiding sleep paralysis might be as simple as getting better and longer sleep. But really there is no definitive cause. 10th, people have been trying to explain this weird phenomena for centuries.